and then you slowly start building them back up again to where they are in a fever, in a froth.
So was this at the same Royal Rumble that Ray came out 30 and got the shit booed out of it?
No, this was leading into 31.
You're right. That was a year before.
No, this was the one where Roman Reigns won and got completely shit.
Well, no, yeah, but Ray was number 30.
Oh, okay, but he may have got booed, but it wasn't for that.
No, yeah, he definitely got booed. Which is crazy. Like, I remember I was watching, I texted Daryl, and I was like, this is insane. Like, no matter what, like, you know, if you're a face, you're getting a pop in the Royal Rumble.
Not in Philly.
And
I forgot. You're right. This is where The Rock came out. Yeah,
it wasn't immediate. So
it was like the.
It was kind of like it was a. Are you serious? Like this is the last guy, and it's not Daniel Bryan. Like, this entire time, we've been waiting for him to come out, and then 29 came out, and we're like, okay, great, he's number 30. We can lose our minds when number 30. Wait, is it Rey Mysterio Jr.? And then the boos came.
Yeah. I don't understand. I don't remember why Ray got booed for being. But I mean, Daniel Bryan ended up being like the IC title match. I don't know.
Because he wasn't Daniel Bryan.
So, any other thoughts about this match before we wrap up this Gab Fest?
I love
either of these matches, I guess.
I love where it took us, the triple threat, where it took us for 31, WrestleMania-wise. And I'm also glad Seth Rollins does not bleach part of his hair anymore. So, there's that.
It's a little too seen for you?
Yeah, it's a little too
a little too seen.
Now he's going to be Mr. the Man, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, well, Seth Rollins is I'm not as big of a fan of Seth Rollins anymore as I used to be. But
he's a little whiny.
Great match all around. Both matches, great matches. I think, you know, like Sergio was saying, a really great introduction to Nakamura. If you don't know a whole lot about Nakamura, then you can go back and watch all those marvelous Wrestle Kingdom matches that he had. Mm-hmm. But especially the one at 13 with AJ Styles. Maybe that'll be the next one we talk about, Nakamura, AJ Styles. We could talk about both their matches, right? Like, they were both in. Mm-hmm. All right. Is there a pro wrestling calendar, since we're not really doing pro wrestling right now?
Every Monday night.
You can watch Raw.
Every AEW and NXT, and every Friday night, check in on Fox, WWE SmackDown.
All right, well, I think
Money in the Bank is...
Money in the Bank, yes, there you go.
18th, I think, something?
Yes, I think you're right.
Doing pay-per-views.
It's going to be a empty arena, Money in the Bank. So those high spots are just not going to be... I don't know. I wonder how it's going to look to fall off a ladder and go through like 2 tables and no one be like, oh my God. Everyone just be like,
holy shit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really quick, can we discuss that? Like, I was talking to a fellow wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And
bonus Jonas.
She asked me, like, she brought the... there are lady wrestling fans. This is 2020, bro. Don't be so gender normative.
I like it that it's a lady. Go ahead.
But she brought up the point, because we both have kids, and I was telling her, she was like, obviously I'm going to try to get my son into wrestling, but who knows if he's going to be into it. And I said, yeah, my daughter, I brought it up. She's like, yeah, I saw it. I'm not really that into it. But I brought up taking her to a show, and she just wants to hang out with me. So she's like, yeah, that's cool. That's a bet. And so my idea was to tell her, well, it doesn't matter what my idea was. My idea was the point is going to shows. And she brought up the point that, like, is it even wrestling without an audience? Like, isn't that half the point? I
mean, and she's right. I agree. I think she's right. Because watching it now, like, it's still sort of wrestling, but it doesn't feel like as big of a deal. The crowd really pushes something over the top. Like, if that triple threat match that we talked about had happened in an empty arena, I don't think it would have been as good.
Right.
And not because the guys aren't as good, because the guys and ladies are still having great matches. Like, Charlotte and Rhea Ripley had an amazing match at WrestleMania this year, but there was no energy. It just felt different. And that's not to say that not all of it doesn't, because I love the Boneyard match. I thought it was great. I had a heck of a time watching that. But I don't know how wrestling.
Good.
I don't know how they go forward and it still be, wrestling. So I don't know.
I almost think at this point it's just it's literally the storyline drama, but in a ring, and some of it happens in a ring, some of it doesn't happen in a ring.
The Grey's Anatomy, but in a WWE ring.
Yeah, without a doubt, but more athletic.
Have you seen Grey's Anatomy? McDreamy is and McSteamy they're good.
Do you actually see them work out? Or do
all the time in my dreams? No, I'm just kidding.
What's going on right now? What kind of podcast am I on now?
This is we switched. We're Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
It's a
Grey's Anatomy. Couple of marks in Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts? I want to thank Sergio for coming, Brother Sergio, for coming on.
Sergio. We will. You come back. We'll do more of these.
Absolutely. We'll get Brother Johnny and Brother Eric involved in some of these too. We're gonna sweeten the pot, so to speak, with the people that we have on. Get some more perspective. You don't want to hear just from me and Rhodey.
We've got you trapped at home, so we're gonna make you watch and talk to us about it.
Listen to us talk about wrestling now.
Now. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. I could literally talk about wrestling all day, every day, if needed.
While we have you on the air, I do have something to tell you about, and this is actually more for Johnny as well.
Okay.
Your copy of VPW?
Yes.
It reset itself.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a bigger reaction where you're like, oh my God, the storied history of our titles. You're like, oh, no,
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, no,
That means that we got to do it again.
We have to do it again. We have to hold Impossible Tournament 3.
Oh, shucks.
And we can crown all new champions.
Yeah. No, it's we have the Hungry Man title.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. This is for those who are the uninitiated. VPW is virtual pro wrestling, a Japanese wrestling game made by Aki, and they've also made WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy and WCW Nitro Revenge. So this all the same engine, but we think it's the greatest wrestling engine of all time. And actually, there's a huge modding community that mods the games to have new wrestlers in and stuff. So we got to get in on that action too, I assume. But anyway, thank you so much for coming on. Support local wrestling any way you can. Really, right now it's kind of a weird time. Buy some shirts from Zack Ryder right now at ProWrestlingTees.com. And
there you go. They just had their 20% off sale. I'm sure their Memorial Day sale is going to be coming up, obviously, at the end of May. So. Go check them out. AEW every week. If you want to follow us on Twitter, Couple of Marks 1. We are the number one Couple of Marks on Twitter. On Instagram, it is Couple of Marks. Facebook, A Couple of Marks. Email, A Couple of Pro Wrestling Marks @gmail.com. And hit us up on the website, acoupleofmarks.com.
I will also say next week for social media, since we're all staying at home, I don't have to wear my dress shirts to work. I'm going to wear all 5 of my Chris Jericho shirts.
Ooh.
All Jericho all week. I'm going to be showing it on the Instagram and the Twitter. Maybe Jericho can, give us a shout out.
Maybe, yeah. We're release the hounds.
All right. Thank you so much for listening.
Go.
Bye, guys.